Hello, I'm DarcyBits, and once upon a time, I used to make videos that were literally just reading AI-generated magic cards. I've since then cut ties with the AI magic community, and now that I strictly design my own cards, I can't help but wonder what it would be like if I tried to design them as rapid fire as an AI. Just free association, top of the mind slop. No in-depth thought at all. So today I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna try and design as many magic cards as I can in 1 hour. Before recording, I made a list of just free association, fake magic card names. So I at least have a starting point for each one of these to save myself a little bit of time. But other than that, I have no ideas going into this. I'm simply going to see the name of the card that I came up with days ago and make the first thing that pops into my head and then move on to the next one. So with that in mind, let's get the timer up on the screen and start with number 1. Docile Mega Leech. Okay, this is clearly a creature. We can see that so far, and it's clearly a leech. Does it need to be anything else? Make it a leech horror. That's always fun. Well, it's docile though. No, it's just a leech. It's just a leech. I don't know. It's a mega leech, so it's big. Let's say it's like a 3/3, and its cost is only a single black. It should have the effect of, okay, so it's cheap and it's a 3/3, but it's docile. Is it just a defender? Is this just a black defender? That's really boring. Maybe this creature can't attack alone. Done. Next. Nice. Great. We will duplicate that. This will go to 2. And then we have to clear all these other fields. Okay, I didn't really think this through. That's fine. Hellish Greeting. Okay, that sounds like either a sorcerer or an instant. I think that instant because it's like in response to something. That feels right to me. Hellish, it's either red or it's black. Let's make it red. Why not? And this seems like... Honestly, this makes me think of like when something enters. Did I do that? Actually, let's make it enchantment. Yeah. Enchantment is whenever a creature enters, this enchantment deals 3 damage to it unless its controller discards a card. Great. That's Hellish Greeting. Next card. Prized Goldfish. That is either white or blue, or I could be even red, because it's probably like a treasure. I want to see creature, an artifact creature treasure. Probably fish treasures the way that they would word this, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're going as fast as we can. We don't need to be perfect. So I love just like, I play a treasure, so it inherently is going to have sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana. Honestly, maybe that's it. Maybe it doesn't have any additional text. It's just a creature that has that ability. I kind of like that. Like, I always liked blood pet effects. So the question is, what is this? Is it wrong to give this kind of effect to like white? Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? It doesn't matter. We're thinking too much about this, right? We're not allowed to think. Let's make it just straight up blue for a 1/1. That's it. That's the whole thing. Maybe it's a 0/1 even. Okay. That'll do. Moving on to the next one. Torturous Sunrise. Torturous Sunrise to me is like vampires seeing the sun. So it's like vampire creatures die kind of a thing. But that's like extremely specific, which is okay. I mean, we're doing like that rapid fire design. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think I want this to be a sorcery. Let's make this a wrath, actually. It's torturous. Could I like deal 1 damage to each creature? Repeat this effect 10 times. Let's make it 13 for the sake of wizards love to do that. Well, it's repeating the effect. So we want it to do 13 damage. It should be 12 times. Yeah, beautiful. So because of that, it does feel like red. What if it, can I make like a... This almost feels like red, white, black. Actually, I like this. It's a cheap wrath because it's in 3 colors. Yeah. It also has some like really weird fringe upsides, so like it's probably too strong. That's okay. Moving on. Artistic Rendition. Okay, Artistic Rendition. That feels like a clone effect. Yeah, okay. Artistic Rendition feels like a clone, but like it's not real, so maybe it like creates a token that's a copy of target permanent, except it's an illusion. That's not how you spell illusion. Illusion. Is that in addition to its other types? Yeah, in addition. I think that could be the entire effect. I kind of love it to have an ability though, so how about, and it has, that doesn't really, no, this is stupid. I'm just overcomplicating this. Should it also have like, somehow like easy to destroy? Maybe it's an artifact and an illusion. Well, artifacts is, well, oh, actually, no, you make a good point. It should be a creature, except it is an artifact, creature, illusion in addition to its other types. So it should also have stat line. So how about it's a 1/1 artifact, creature, illusion in addition to other types. I like that. Okay, that actually adds a lot of really interesting value to it. Since we're changing the power and toughness, let's make it an instant, because I think that's more interesting. And we will make this, is this just mono blue? This is just mono blue. I think this is going to be just a really, really cheap clone. Clones go for like 3 mana oftentimes, but this is smaller and it is target anything. So downside, upside. Yeah, let's just make it 2 mana. Let's make it blue, actually. Beautiful. Artistic rendition. Love it. Next. Bonding Time. Bonding Time is either an instant or a sorcery. Definitely. Sounds white. Maybe white-black? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of one of those things that goes you and another player kind of effects. You and target player skip your next turns until the start of that player's next turn. Each of you have protection from everything. The protection's a weird mechanic because of how it interacts with, like, there's like a bunch of things that don't count and stuff, and that can be confusing. I kind of want this to be like a Teferi's protection effect, but another player also gets protected. But I think your boards stay in play. It's just you, the player, leave. The idea that it lasts until their next turn as well, because you're both together, theoretically. Your next upkeep, let's say, because we want it to be an actual thing that happens, not the turn itself, the one that's being skipped. I don't know how that verbiage works. So they skip their turn, you skip your turn, they go while they're protected of everything, and then you go while you're not. So they get like an extra like grace period turn, which is weird. Is that okay? It's an instant though. I like it not affecting your stuff, but it probably should, right? Now, let's just leave it like this. How much is Teferi's protection? It's like 3 mana or something? I don't know. No, it's like 2 mana? I don't know how much Teferi's protection is. It's too cheap. How cheap should this be? Probably pretty cheap. I'm just gonna make this white. Next turn, we are spending too much time. What is 7? The Tangilite Crown. Okay, interesting. It sounds like an artifact, but it could also be like an enchantment aura. I could see that too. I don't know what Tangilite is. Let's say artifact. Let's just say artifact equipment. Again, first thoughts only, which means I think it should be colorless. Let's say it's like 4. Let's make it one with like weirdly expensive artifacts. And let's say it has equip 3. I don't know why, but it does. It's way too expensive, just like all old artifacts. Tangilite Crown. Sounds like it just gives like equipped creature has hexproof as long as this artifact is equipped to a creature. You have hexproof, and your life cannot be reduced below that creature's toughness. Okay, that's just kind of cool. I kind of like that. Okay, yeah, no, I actually dig that. I don't know if the numbers line up. It's one of those things where the cost or the equip cost probably need to be changed, and that's fine. These are first drafts only. Moving on, next card. Number 8 is Harrowed Coral. Harrowed Coral. Like dead coral? Like ghost coral? Now I'm curious, is coral in Magic like codified as, I'm gonna look it up. I shouldn't. I wasn't gonna look things up in this video, but I'm so curious. Coral does exist. I know that. Coral Atoll is a land. Coral Barrier is a wall. Coral Colony is a wall. It's not like a wall plant or anything, or a wall coral. So yes, I think it's just a wall. Coral Reef is an enchantment. Okay, so it could be anything. All right, good. Harrowed Coral. I want it to be a wall because I like walls. So let's say creature, wall. Is it a spirit wall or is it an undead wall? I mean, Coral's already dead. Like, generally speaking, that's kind of the point of Coral. I'm gonna make it a spirit wall. I don't know if it's a wall. I think it's a spirit wall, not a wall spirit. Spirit wall, yeah. Oob. I think it's one of those, like, it's a wall that when it dies, yeah, let's make it like a 0-3 wall. I don't know what the cost is yet. I just wanted to put in the colors. And it's when this creature dies. Does that make sense? When this creature dies, create an an XX or AXX? An XX spirit creature where X is the amount of damage dealt to this creature this turn. I'm sure someone could clean up that wording. That sounds silly. How do we make that actually happen, though? Like, I don't know. Moving on. We're fine. How good should that be? Blue-black's probably fine, actually. Screw it. I'm going to make it a 5, and I'm going to make it cost 1 extra. Yeah, let's do that. Beautiful. Next. Next is number 9. I'm falling behind Saline Conversion. That sounds blue. This sounds like a blue enchantment. We haven't really done many today, so enchantment aura. And it's definitely blue. I don't know what the actual cost is yet. That's fine. And it doesn't have power and toughness. And it's going to be something like enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. How do I make that more interesting, though? Salt, saline, underwater, crusted with salt. Maybe we also give it like an upside or something. Beginning of your upkeep? The beginning of your upkeep. I don't remember the terminology. Oh, I am panicking. The beginning of your upkeep, just each opponent. Each opponent. What would it be? What the heck am I even doing at this point? I'm overthinking this. I can't. What? That's it. That's the whole thing. What is happening to me? I can't. What does salt do? I can't. Beginning of enchanted creature's controller's upkeep. Put a brine counter on it. When an enchanted creature has 4 brine counters, destroy it. Create a 4/4 elemental creature token. What? Can I create a copy? I am so in the sauce right now. It is terrible. At the beginning of your upkeep, then if there are 3 or more brine counters on it, create a token that's a copy of enchanted creature. Completely different effect. Doesn't really make sense anymore. It should be like destroy it. Yeah, just destroy it. If you like were able to give it indestructible or something, it wouldn't die, and then you just make another one every single upkeep. That's hilarious. I think that's great. This seems not very good. It's like 3 turns to kill something is so slow, you'd never do it. What if it's like a permanent instead? Let's make it permanent. I guess I could make it a kindred elemental. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just make a copy of that. I could say except it's an elemental if it was a creature. You're overthinking it. Go, just move on to the next one. It's fine. This is bad. So, I think 1 blue is actually fine. We'll make it 1 and a blue just like to be safe. We'll do that. Next. Holy crap, I spent like 4 minutes on that one. Duplicate, next one. What are we doing? We're at 10. I'm like halfway done my time. Well-loved recipe book. Okay, that's another artifact. This is something, I could see this as being like, when something happens, you get to add a recipe to the recipe book and then you can tap it to like do it. So what about something like, well-loved recipe book, artifact, whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, exile it as it resolves with a recipe counter on it, instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Tap, create a food token with, tap, sacrifice this artifact, cast a card exiled with a recipe counter on it. The only problem I see with this card is that I think that it shouldn't be able to have all the recipes of all your past recipe books. The recipe book should actually have to see it, but I'm going to ignore that for the sake of I don't care. This needs a cost. This seems actually really strong. I'm gonna make it cost 5. Next is 11. We are not getting very far. Oblivious Baker. Oh, I guess when I was writing this list, I was like, oh, recipe book. How about a baker? All right, well, that's cool. Let's make this a creature. Halfling citizen. Could also be peasant. Peasant and citizen really should be rolled into one type as far as I'm concerned. Like, obviously they're slightly different, but like, they're just different eras, really. Oblivious Baker, don't know what you are, probably like white green or something. Let's just make you like 1 in a white, and we'll go from there. I don't think they should be anything special. Let's make them a 1/1, and they have when this creature enters, create a food token or dies. Should that be and or? When this creature enters and dies, I'm gonna say or. I don't know what the right wording is. Don't worry, it's fine. That's it. That's the whole card. I think that's actually fine. That might even be a real card, actually, now that I think about it. But like, what's the obliviousness? They don't know they're being summoned into a war zone and dying. Like, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. Duplicate next. Remoran Symbiosis. Okay. Yeah, this is like a Mystic Remora reference, I guess. Thanks, past me. How about Enchantment Aura? I love giving the ability to the creature, but it's not actually necessary, is it? The creature can just hold the enchantment aura. It's fine. Okay. No, because it cares about the creature itself. We don't want it to be... You can't attach this to someone else's, right? Ooh, actually, that's really cool. The Trans Future has cumulative upkeep. Yeah, it does. Of course it does. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. You can use this as a kill spell. Okay, I kind of like this again. Has cumulative upkeep 1. I don't know. It's whatever Remora thing has. And whenever I'm gonna just like nerf it a little bit. I'm gonna say whenever opponent casts their first spell in a turn, draw a card. Because no one actually wants to have any pay your 1 effects in the game, so we're gonna remove the pay your 1 choice, but we're gonna limit it to once a turn. Cool? Happy done? Happy done. Next. Well, you know what? I'm gonna check how Mystic Remora is actually worded before I lock this in. Mystic Remora is cumulative upkeep 1. Yep, great. And whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you may draw a card. Okay, yeah. So, you know what? Screw it. Let's just make it actually do that. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, draw a card. Great. That's nuts. The fact that it's kind of weaponized, I think means it's a lot more justifiable to make it cost 2 mana. Maybe it's black also, because you can use it as like an edict almost. I kind of like that. Let's make it blue-black. Should it cost more than 2? Obviously, it has a potential. The thing is, if you are the one drawing the cards, yeah, I think blue-black is fine. I think blue-black is actually fine. Okay, next, late delivery. That feels like a real card. Are we sure that's not a real one? Oh, when I was writing this list, I checked for late delivery. I did. Okay, cool. I checked a lot of these to make sure they weren't already real, and a lot of them were. Late delivery. I kind of like this being like, almost like a white counter spell. Can we do that? Okay. So, instant. I don't want it just to be suspend, though. Exile target spell. How do you make this work? There's already a card that does sort of the same effect. It's like Urtai's Meddling or something. At the beginning of its controller's next upkeep, it gains for as long as this card remains in exile, you may cast it without paying its mana cost? Yeah, I'm gonna say without paying its mana cost. Okay. Is this just like a 1 mana white counterspell? Exile target spell, the beginning of its controller's next upkeep, it gains for as long as this card remains in exile, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. This also feels very blue. It could just be, maybe it's make it blue-white. If it's blue-white, it kind of defeats the whole purpose, because if you're in blue, just cast counterspell. That's true. Yeah. I like this, actually. Can it hit any type of spell, or does it have to be like a non-creature? I could see non-creature. Yeah, just first drafts only. Downward Spiral. For some reason, Downward Spiral either feels blue or black to me. You'll notice, I don't think I've made a single green or red card. No, did I make 1 red card? I have a bias, okay? Downward Spiral. That could also be like a crash landing effect, where it's like a target flying creature dies, and then like it kills everything on the way down. That's kind of funny. No, Downward Spiral feels like Enchanted Thing gets counters or like gets a -1/-1 counter every turn or something like that. Again, seems really bad. Maybe it's a whenever a player casts a spell, put a -1/-1 counter on enchanted creature. I feel like we oftentimes see these like really slow kill effects in like as enchantments sometimes, and they always are very bad. So like, they either have to be really cheap or they have to do something else. So what if it actually does it like for everything? Is that too strong? That sounds kind of fun. Yeah, let's do that. Whenever a player casts a spell, put a -1/-1 counter on enchanted creature. Creatures controlled by enchanted creatures controller get -1/-1 for each. Can I say for every 2? Is that allowed? Let's say they get -1/-0 or something. Is that impactful enough? Probably not. Let's do it anyway. -1/-0 for each -1/-1 counter. Let's just say counter. That's more fun. For each counter on enchanted creature. Enchant creature, whenever a player casts a spell, put a -1/-1 counter on enchanted creature. Creatures controlled by enchanted creature's controller. There's gotta be a better way of wording that. Get -1/-0 for each counter on enchanted creature. Sure, why not? Is that 1 black anymore? That seems a bit better than 1 black. Let's make it 1 black instead of 1 black. I don't know, I'm kind of into this. Yeah, alright, cool. Next, Chrome Crust. Chrome Crust is either one of those things that's like destroy an artifact, or you know, like enchant an artifact, or enchanted thing becomes an artifact, something like that. I really want to make something that's not just like blue, white, and black, but this feels really blue to me. So I mean, I'm the one who wrote the list, so yeah. I feel like I've done so many enchantment auras. So what about this? Could also just not be, just be like a creature or something. God, Chrome Crust. I don't know why I would call that. No, it needs to be an instant, and it's got to be something like, this is stupid. Crap. What is Chrome Crust? That feels like, this is just an enchantment. Everything. You know what? Maybe it's a, yeah. Okay. Target creature gains hexproof and becomes an artifact with other types until end of turn. It also needs to get like plus like toughness, right? Because it's like crusty. That's the implication here. Gets +0/+1. I don't know, 2 maybe. Gains hexproof and becomes an artifact in addition to its other types until end of turn. Does this need anything else? No. Does it still feel blue? Kind of no. It doesn't feel green to me. It really doesn't, but it does in its effect. Its effect feels really green. Is this blue? This just isn't Simic. This isn't what Simic does. This is blue. It's blue. I'm sorry, it's blue. I'll make it 1 in blue. It could probably stand to just be blue and blue, but that's fine. Moving on. Next, I got 13 minutes left. Let's go 16. Diseased Kelp. Oh, I'm in such a blue headspace. Holy crap. This is actually really Sultai, right? This is blue because it's water, but it's green because it's kelp, but then it's also diseased, so it's like black. And again, like, there's kelp in the game and it's always been mono blue, right? It's a blue plant. I think this is blue-black. There's been so many blue blacks. Come on, past me. Give me something that's not blue black. This would be a creature. This would be a plant. It doesn't have to be a creature though. It could also be something else, right? It could be. I'm gonna make another wall because I think that's fun. Another blue wall. Yeah, another blue wall. Shut up. Wasn't the other one also blue-black? Oh, I think it was, actually. Ah, dang it. Maybe this is just like maybe it's another enchantment. Yeah, maybe it is another enchantment, though, honestly. It's like strangling kelp. Screw it. It's diseased kelp. It's diseased kelp. Can I just make this vanishing 4? Otherwise has defender. Did I put defender on the previous? I don't think I did. Oh, I didn't actually put defender on the other wall, did I? That was a mistake. Pretend it said defender. Just, just pretend. This is like blue-black. Let's make it cost 2, like really expensive. Let's also give it Death Touch, because that's funny. And then it's like a 120 or something. Should not be a 120. It can't be any smaller than like a 1/6. Let's make it like a 113, because, jokes. Sure. Next. Overthinking. Continue. Undersea Ursine. Come on! Past me! What is wrong with you? Screw it. This is gonna be mono green. It's a creature bear. Bears can swim. They don't have to be blue to swim, right? Can I just make this like a flash bear? Can I just do that? Like it's just a 2/2 with flash. Only if you give it blue. This is nothing. This is nothing. That's the point of the challenge, Darcy. Yeah, okay, you're right. Give it just like something else. When this creature enters, you may have it phase out. If you do, phase out another target creature. Yeah, so when this enters, you may have it phase out. If you do, another target creature phases out. So it actually could bop in and save somebody, which is kind of cool. I wasn't actually thinking about it doing that. Is that bad? Moving on, next card. It doesn't matter. Toasted Ginger Golem. Okay, that's different. That is either completely colorless or it's green. Let's make it green. I want some more green in this list. It's toasted. Maybe it's red-green. Sure, why not? Food Golem, obviously. Now, in the past, all of the food golems have been completely colorless, so it does feel wrong for this to have color. Maybe it's got like an activated ability that's colored or something. Maybe that's it. So first of all, it needs to have the ability, so that would be, what is it, 2? Whatever, just imagine that this says the correct thing. It's something like that. I don't know food well enough. Now, a lot of the non-standard food doesn't have the standard food ability, it has something else. So how about something like, if you paid red for this ability, actually no, if you paid green for this ability, create a food token. If you paid red for this ability, deal 2 damage to any target. Okay, I actually kind of like that. That's kind of fun. Let's make it just like a 1/1, and it costs. What should that cost? I think 2's fine. 2 is fine. I've decided. Next, that's actually kind of cute. I kind of like that one. 5 minutes remaining. Empyrean. That's not a real word, right? That's something I made up. I think I remember that I made that up. That's a sword. Legendary artifact equipment. Sure. Equipped creature has double strike. I guess. Sure, why not? Equip for 2. What else do they have? Not just double strike. Something else. As long as equipped creature is legendary, it has double strike. When equipped creature dies, you may attach it to another target creature. If you do, that creature becomes legendary for as long as Empyrean remains attached to it. That's the correct wording. Yes, we've gone out of space. It's fine. It's barely there. Don't even worry about it. I need to get to the next card. It does not have a power and toughness. Next card. Oh, I don't have a cost yet. That's actually pretty good. 3. 20. Oh, okay, if we can do at least 20, that's pretty good. Jaw Crack Snake Shark. Jaw Crack Snake Shark. Okay, what am I talking about? This is blue, this is green, this is blue and green. Another blue and green. Maybe it's just green. No, it's blue and green. It's gotta be blue and green. Creature. Snake. Shark. I guess. When this creature enters, you may tap it. If you do, tap target creature until that creature or this creature become untapped. They don't untap at the beginning of their controller's untap steps. Again, probably a better way of wording that. I think that's actually pretty cool. So it jumps in. I kind of would also like to give this flash, and it kind of feels like it does, but I'm going to just leave it as it is for now. So if one of them becomes untapped, that's it. That's time. Alright, I didn't actually give it a power and toughness. I don't know, it's a 2/2. Whatever. That's it. I made it through 20 cards. I prepared 60. I did not expect to make a card a minute. very much did not expect to. But I'm kind of amazed I even made it to do a card every 3 minutes. That's okay. I'm kind of amazed I did that. I'm very happy with the results. Some of these cards look really cool. I'm sorry that all of them are the same, like, 3 colors, except for the last 2, which are both the exact same card again. But there's some cool ideas here that I wouldn't have come up with if I hadn't challenged myself to do this. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this. Wow, and I'm also exhausted. 20 cards in 1 hour. That's my record so far. If you like this, let me know, and I'll make a second part with the next 40 cards that I had prepared for this. The rest of the list that I made up. I'm delirious now. Like, I'm letting myself relax after doing that, and I am exhausted. Holy crap.